Hey, it's me. Oh, it's me, Scott Johnson. I'm here. Once again, sorry, I have an itch. Once again with a diary episode, and you may be thinking to yourselves, hey, this is awful frequent. This is the exact opposite of the previous cadence of release for the show, The Diary. Well, you'd be right. I cannot deny that we've got a sudden increase, a marked increase. Is that how they say it? Not marked, but marked increase in release schedule, frequency, regularity of this here deal. And well, that's just how it is. That's the new reality we're living in. Here, would you like me to... You want to hear me shred something I have to throw away? Listen. There we go. Ain't nobody going to dox me from that sheet of paper. I can tell you that much. One more. Oh. You know how paper gets... you ever seen paper? You know how paper gets harder to tear the tinier the pieces? I'm down to like, what is this, 4 tears now? And I cannot get the 5th. Oh, forget it. Okay. The reason I'm with you today is a warning. A warning to all, let's say, men of a certain age. I don't care how successful you are in life, how much you've grown as a person, accomplished, achieved, all those things. There comes a time where if you sleep slightly crooked during the night, like your neck is in a weird position, you are guaranteed to wake up with some form of either pain, stiffness, and or, this could be including, a case of vertigo. And that's what happened to me today. So I got, I could tell too where I was. What's wrong with my monitor? Sorry, I'm trying to do TMS prep here this morning and nothing is behaving properly. Anyway, so and I knew a couple of times when I was rolling around this morning or when I was moving around, trying to get up and stuff, I could tell I had been sleeping kind of crooked on my left part of my neck. And by crooked, I just mean kind of mushed in. I have a tendency to like curl up and fetal position myself at night. Like I long for the womb. I don't know if anyone else does that still as an adult human being, but I do. And I don't know why I do that, but I curl up. I put my fists up close to my chin and my neck, and I kind of curl them around. Just lots of, I don't know, like I'm a kid in the back seat of the car on their way to Disneyland and I finally fall asleep or whatever and I curl up on the seat. That's kind of how I sleep. Now that's only weird if you consider I'm 6'3", big, tall, lanky, idiot man. And so these positions are no good for anyone, me in particular. When I was younger, big deal, right? I was flexible. I was a child of, the 80s there. That really has nothing to do with any of this, so I don't know why I said that. Excuse me. So, anyway, to current. Let's get to current. I'm laying there last night, or this morning. It's about 6 a.m., and I realize that I'm in kind of a weird little pinchy position. And as a result, I'm not feeling great about my chances if I open my eyes of having a normal morning. And sure enough, I open my eyes and the room is spinning like I'm in a commercial grade dryer, clothes dryer, like I'm in a hotel. I'm in a Hilton clothes dryer. And, massive rolling and tumbling, and the room is just flying past me at a rate that is untenable. Just cannot do it. So I close my eyes, and it immediately stops. It's like, oh, all right. we're good. We're kind of creating our own little deprivation tank here. Up is down, down is up, whatever. We're kind of floating. And the minute I crack open my eye, the room is going, and there's no sense of movement or vertigo when when my eyes are closed. It's all good. But the minute I open them, the room just spins. So I'm like, well, I got to deal with this. I can't just lay here. I mean, I can, but I got stuff to do. I got a life to live. I got work to get done. I got to get the F up. So against my better judgment, because I'm like, man, if this gets real bad, if this like swerving all over the place, goodbye vomit streak, my 20-year 2005 streak is going to go officially if I don't be careful here. At least that's the thought in my head, because I don't actually know if that would happen to me or not. Anyway, so what I do, let me restart this here. What is going on here? The computer is being real weird. So I get up and I stand up with my eyes closed. And my first thought is, oh man, I'm going to have to pee. I got to pee. This isn't going to go well. And so I walk with my eyes closed toward a wall that I know is there, and then grab the wall. And I'm thinking, all right, here's my anchor point. And I can do, this worked. My reboot worked. Sorry, I'm doing two things at once here. It's kind of the way of my life. So I get to the wall. I've got my eyes closed still, and I decide, all right, I'm holding this. I'm holding on for dear life. I open my eyes slowly. Sure enough, room is just spinning. And I'm like, well, this is no good. This is no good. I close my eyes again. What am I going to do? Then I think, I know. I'm going to find an object and I'm going to focus on it. Never tried that before. And, by now you'd think, well, the blood's redistributing. I don't have the little pinch zone. Like I should be feeling a little better, whatever. But it didn't seem to be abating much. So I was like, all right, what am I going to do here? So I decide to pull my phone off the charger there, which is within reach. I kind of squint my eye open just barely so I can reach out and grab it. I grab it and I hold it up to my face and I stare at one icon on the launch screen, like on the background there. I don't even know what app it was. What was I looking at? It's probably my food tracking app. Anyway, I'm looking at that. I stare at it. And sure enough, this works. Like immediately, everything stops spinning. My vision goes, and I just see this icon. I see this app icon. And that's all I see. And nothing's moving around it in the periphery. I can see all of my peripheral vision, and it's stopped. All that fake freaking brain motion, balance motion has stopped. And I'm thinking, sweet, this is it? This is all I got to do is just look at one little point of interest and I'm good? So then I send my eyes someplace else, and then immediately the room starts roiling again. I'm like, well, damn it. So here's the great scene that you would have witnessed today had you been in my house this morning. I look back down at the app icon, and I just walk around the house for about 15 minutes staring at this icon. I can see enough peripherally to know where I'm stepping and walking, and it's fine. It's not like I'm not bumping into stuff or tripping on anything. I'm just kind of walking around. Imagine, reading your phone while you're walking. It's like that, but I was just staring at this icon. So I'm just walking around 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and it worked. By the end of that, totally good. And I'm sure, really what that time was just my blood flow and ear equilibrium and all that getting back to center. And that was enough time to do it. But it was, it was kind of a harrowing deal. Funny enough, though, even when it was real bad, I was kind of just laughing because I was like, this is so stupid. I almost recorded it. I almost flipped this on and said, let's do a diary while I'm walking around in a haze. I think that would have been a mistake, and I'm glad I thought better of it. But, yeah, man, that's a weird thing to have to do in the morning. And it's just, another reminder. We take so much for granted every day, like just being able to move around without wiping out, having, our bipedal legs. Bipedal? Starting to sound wrong. You say it 3 times and Michael Keaton comes out of the mirror and shoots bees out of his mouth. Anyway, we got our upward mobility, generally speaking. We've evolved as a species to be able to do that pretty well. You forget sometimes that we're on a planet that's moving at enormous speeds. We don't know anything about that because we're relative to it, right? So right now I'm just sitting here looking at this mic talking to you, but really we're hurtling in our orbit, in our rotation, in our position in space, right? But we don't know that. We're just sort of chilling here. But we take for granted the fact that we can kind of control all that, or that we can keep it all in perspective and function. And so, this has made me think in a little slightly more cosmic ways today. Like, forget about what's on the ground. Forget about the weird thing I stepped on that hurt. Forget about the dog barking at 3 a.m. Forget about all that. Think more cosmically. Pull the camera out. Zoom out. See, and I'm not high, by the way. For anyone listening to this going, oh, Scott brought edibles back from Vegas. No, that's not what this is. This is just me. All right. I'm exploring the inner space, the outer space, and the space in between. For real though, it made me. Sometimes stuff like this is good for making you or reminding you how good you have it as a species or as an existing entity, that you can even navigate around this world somewhat freely without flying off of it or collapsing into a puddle of goo or whatever whatever alternative there is. And I'm high up enough in the mammal hierarchy to kind of call my own shots. I can decide what I want to eat for lunch today. I don't have to go kill a gazelle to get what I need. I don't have to, park myself barely underwater in a swampy river and wait for some poor, unsuspecting deerling to come by and lurch out and hope I can grab it by its leg. And that's I don't have to think in those ways. And sure, there are people probably right now suffering greatly from something. I don't want to diminish that, but I think it's important once in a while to remind ourselves that, we're doing all right. And for some reason, having a really severe case of morning vertigo helped me, help me think about that. So whatever your method is, do that once in a while. Find a way to just remind yourself that, boy, could be worse. Especially when you get all wrapped up in like societal issues, everybody arguing back and forth, talking mad shit like people do. And just realize that, it's not that bad. I can walk and talk. I got a fork here I can stab this meat with and eat it. That's cool. I got lights on. Got a little air conditioning in a car. That's the thing. I think every 16-year-old kid should have to drive a car when they're younger that has no AC at all. And preferably a very crappy radio that they have to kind of fine tune to get any stations and stuff. I think every kid should have to go through that. I think that car front tire should be a little pigeon-toed and the radials should be coming out a little bit. I think it should emit kind of a bad smell that you can't quite pinpoint or deal with. I think that's how you should grow up, because later when you have a regular old car and you're doing your thing, you'll appreciate those things better. If you're a kid who was just handed keys to a BMW and you just drove off into the night, I don't think you learned anything. What you want to do is have some barriers to entry. You want it to be a pain. You want to get chased by some some guys in a bigger car like a truck who want to beat you up. And you're in your little beater car, your freaking Ford Maverick, 76 Maverick that you've owned for, that's 10 years, 15 years old already. You paid $200 for it. As you can tell, I'm telling you a very specific story here about my life. You need that old Maverick. Or was it the Mercury Comet? They're the same car, but the Mercury brand, which is another Ford brand, called it the Comet, I think, and the Ford Maverick was the Ford one. It's basically the same car. I think the gas can or the gas cap was in a different place. It was behind the license plate on the Maverick or the Comet, and then the other one was on the side. Anyway, doesn't matter. You need that thing, which barely runs. You had to put air in the tires every morning because it had a slow leak all day, and you need to get chased by a bunch of dudes, a bunch of jocks in a truck who want to kick your butt, who want to curb stomp you on a Saturday night. You need to do that and then escape them and just pull that car up smoking, like smoke coming out of the hood, pull it into your friend's driveway, and let's let that adrenaline pump through your body in your adolescence and just change your whole view on life. That's what you need. All right, that's it for today's diary. I appreciate you guys hanging in there, listening to this BS as I spew it. And may you not get vertigo. I don't, as much as I say it's a learning experience or it's a thing to remind you of how good you got it normally, I'm not wishing this on none of you. I have friends who are so sensitive to motion changes that, open one eye with that level of vertigo and they just hurl all over the room. It'd be bad. I don't really have motion issues. I have heights issues and some claustrophobia issues, but I don't have any kind of motion things. So VR doesn't make me sick. Roller coasters are fine, all that kind of stuff. And so this sort of thing I can deal with. But some of you, I don't want to diminish the sheer impact this might have on the lives of people who are sensitive to such things. So anyway, take it all as you will. All right. Have a great day. Send in your feedback. You got a comment about this? A question? Perhaps a derisive anecdote? Well, those are all welcome at 801-471-0462. You can text me there, or you can leave a voicemail, and I'll play it on the show, or a show. This show, but like one where I'm playing calls. You know what I mean. 801-471-0462. That'll do it for me. See you soon. Be good. Be nice. Do it all twice. Bye.